Hey, Virgo. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo. If you have Virgo anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Virgo. What is it that you would like Virgo to know or to be aware of during this reading? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Virgo. Virgo, a little bit about how I work these readings. This top row here, that is in regards to your public life, your professional life, your career. Just social media may show up in there, how you put yourself out into the public or the public energy that is surrounding you. The second row is your home life, your private life, your personal life, love, family, friends, just private things, the energy that is surrounding your private life at this time. And the final row, the third row, is final thoughts, final messages that Spirit would like you to know or to be aware of. Maybe sometimes how we can bring all of this reading together. And the foundation, the basis of your reading this week is the Six of Pentacles. Finding balance, finding a creative balance, balance and fairness. And the High Priestess. Something is hidden. Someone is hiding. And why I say that, a little backstory on that Six of Pentacles, that is actually the Hermit in disguise. And when we look at the High Priestess, a little bit of a backstory on that, often represents a female pope. It was believed, I can't even think, but in the past there was a female pope that was disguised as a male pope that died in childbirth. But anyway, there's someone that is hidden, someone that is in disguise. Someone is hidden. Someone is in disguise. Something is not as it appears to be. And let's see how that plays in to the rest of your reading here, Virgo. And we start off with the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups. Trust your intuition. You are being asked to look at your intuition, being asked to look at your thought process. Oh, excuse me, Virgo. Look at your thought process. Are you trusting your intuition? I think that quite possibly you may recognize what is hidden. Moving on, moving forward, not making a big grand slam. And then we have the Two of Swords, which is letting us know again that there's something that we are not seeing, something that is hidden, something that we are not aware of. A different option, a different choice. And then we have the Sun card. I like that we have the Sun card. I believe that in your public life, in your career, in your professional life, at your job, in your school, at all that glitters is not gold, Capricorn. And it's very easy for a person to dress a bad idea in a way that is very appealing. And look, and then we have the devil card. Yes, and so the star card. I love that we have all those cards. So this is going to work out for in your favor, Virgo, if you approach it very gently, very diligent. There's due diligence that needs to be here. And I think that you have seen some red flags, you have seen some indications, but you're ignoring them, or you're not looking at them, or you're not acknowledging them, or you're trying to pass them off. And you're trying to pass those off because someone has really disguised or is really trying to mislead and misguide. And it's important at this time that we look at the past and compare it to what is being presented to us at this time, and to not make any assumptions due to past results or due to past behaviors. So it's almost like just because something did or did not work in the past, and it is being presented to us today, or being represented, it's almost like regifting. If something is a regift, it's a regift. And even if it was a bad idea in the past, it's a bad idea today, regardless of how it is being presented to us, regardless of how it is being packaged. You are going to need to be the one that asks the hard questions. Ask the hard questions. And look at everything. Do not take everything that is being presented to you at face value. Do watch for those red flags. Do trust your intuition and ask the hard questions. And I see you doing that, and I believe that that is why we have the Sun card here. But ask the hard questions. There is something that is not as it appears. It's being I believe it's an old idea that is being repackaged, or it is an idea that maybe you have rejected in the past or not accepted in the past. And yes, so just, watch the red flags, trust your intuition, and ask the hard questions. I believe in this situation, you are going to be the one that needs to ask the hard questions. And then here we have the Eight of Cups, moving into uncharted waters, moving into uncharted territories. And words, agreements, disagreements, contracts, fire, passion, inspiration. And I like to call this Page of Pentacles also the slow gratitude, or the appreciation of what it is that we do have. What it is that we do have. there has been disagreements or arguments over boundaries. And people taking advantage or people pushing boundaries. Someone keeps pushing your buttons. Somebody keeps pushing the boundaries. Or, I don't know if it's you, but I do believe it is someone pushing your boundaries, pushing your buttons, and they're doing this on purpose. What is important to remember here, or important to discuss with this person, Virgo, is that each of us has different boundaries. And it is important that we discuss and we communicate what those boundaries are, and that we respect each other's boundaries. While we do not have to agree with other people's boundaries, and other people do not have to agree with our boundaries, there does need to be that degree of respect. And if we cannot respect other people's boundaries, or if other people cannot respect our boundaries after clear discussions, after clear agreements, and after clear expectations, they just may not be our person. They may not be our people. That boundaries do need to be set and do need to be respected. And again, that could go back to the High Priestess and also the Six of Pentacles, is that maybe you feel that you've reached some agreements on boundaries. And maybe this person has tested that boundary in one way, and now they're just going to come back in and test that boundary in another way. If someone continually tests our boundary over and over again, we do need to set in place clear guidelines of what is going to happen if those boundaries are crossed and constantly tested. We should not have to live in a state of constantly having our boundaries tested. Again, if we cannot respect each other's boundaries, those people are not the people that we need to have in our lives. Or if we feel compelled to test another's boundaries, we do not need to be in that person's life, because that is stressful on all sides of the fence. And then we have this wonderful Chariot card. Action, movement, being the champion, knowledge, wisdom, information, the ending of unhappiness, the ending of stress, the feelings, the thoughts of a missed opportunity. Why is that? You know, Virgo, thoughts from the past seem to be haunting, and they seem to be draining your energy. We cannot change the past. We can change how we let the past affect us. visualization can be a very helpful tool in helping us get out from underneath the weight of the past. You know, growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of our consciousness, of our awareness. And, you know, we connect to our environment through hearing, touching, seeing, and smelling, and even tasting. We have those senses, but we also have that sixth sense. And that sixth sense is our intuition. And our intuition connects us with our inner voice. And when we can revisit the past and change that inner voice and change and shift the energy and how it is affecting us today, we can get out from underneath the weight of the past. Many times when we are thinking of the past, or feel like we're held captive to a past, it's almost like when we are a child, we view and experience that as a child. And if we're looking back at an experience that happened to us as a child, we can repackage and resubmit that to our subconscious mind. For example, maybe we were bullied as a child. And as a child, we will take on what the bullies are placing onto us, and we will accept that as part of us and who we are. But when we look back at bullying from an adult perspective, a more mature perspective, we can change that self-talk. We know that bullies, when they bully, are actually trying to project their inadequacies on us. And that's how we can repackage that. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Virgo. Thank you, Virgo. You have a blessed week.